Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I try to prepare myself for an early event, and obviously, some things are not quite in order. Best laid plans, right? And good morning, everyone. I am producing this video from the live video broadcast on Facebook on the group page I started in support of my book, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness. And you can get this book through me at anniechannels@gmail.com. And I will send you an autographed copy, as I like to say, is worth more than if an unautographed copy when your kids sell it on Antiques Roadshow or get it evaluated. Anyhow, good morning, Pat Hansen and Rebecca Donald. I'm so glad that you're here with me. I'm looking forward to being a channel in service of your needs and spiritual growth. Good. Where did so I think I just got rid of the Facebook on my laptop. All right, we're gonna just work on this a little bit more because the thing is, I can't really see your questions on the phone, or it takes so long for Facebook to put your questions up on the phone, which is the best place to record these things or to start them anyway. But anyway, let me just go to Facebook. Right up with you. Oh, I'm so, I haven't seen you all in a while. I feel like it's been a while since I've talked with you. It's way more better. Right. We really hear. Pat is here with her questions. Good morning. What is the influence of prayer on the records? Greetings. We are the Akashic Beings of Light in service of your explorations into the Akashic records. And as you know, it is our teaching that you advance your consciousness into the exploration of the Akashic records of your own soul using a prayer to get there, to open your consciousness, to expand your consciousness, to be on receiving frequency of your soul's frequency and consciousness. The influence of prayer in or out of the Akashic records is that it changes the energy of your state of being. It changes your physical, mental, spiritual, emotional state of being. Prayer tends to unify you in the Akashic records with your soul and hence with the divine. It is our perspective that by you embodying your soul's light and the consciousness therein, that you are automatically reunified with the divine. And she is mighty pleased to have you in her presence and aware of her presence. Prayer in its many forms, whether it is a prayer of supplication, of affirmation, a prayer of statement, a prayer of blessing, a prayer of request. All of these put you in a state of being that makes you willing to learn. Sometimes you're in a state of desperation, like, help me, please. Yes. And we adore you when you are in these states. We adore you when you are in a state of desperation, because this is when you are most teachable. Or when you are affirming that the divine is in charge of timing, and the details. Or you are affirming, I and my soul are one, and we are one with the divine. This is a purpose. And the words spoken out loud are the strongest messages. They hold the strongest energy, the greatest frequency, and travel the farthest, the fastest. Because the word spoken out loud is the most powerful. Second most powerful is the written. Sometimes in your morning pages or meditations, you will write some things that you are receiving, experiencing, praying for, asking for help with. This is the second most strong use of the word. And the third most powerful, the least powerful in its way, is thought. It's good to be aware of your thoughts. When you stuck in a thought that you are not so enamored with, and you want to change it, we suggest opening your mouth and speaking the next highest words out loud. Because the sound of your voice, affirming your oneness with your soul, the divine, or affirming you are sending your thoughts and focusing your thoughts on the divine, who is all powerful, all knowing, everywhere present. This changes your thoughts in the highest and best way. Prayer is a powerful force. Changes your consciousness. It's a wonderful way to change your consciousness. And it is a wonderful way for you to establish in the human earth life way the order, power, and authority. It is the highest power. There are not two powers. And that you, made in the image of God, have similar powers, especially when you are in a state of oneness with your soul. And when you have used prayer energy processes to move you into that state of oneness with the soul. Prayer in the Akashic records has great power. That is why we have given you 5 prayers, invocations, and affirmations in the book, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness, as well as 13 energy processes in the Akashic records. being on the plane of soul consciousness grant you an enlightened perspective of additionally loving, say, perspective of whatever it is you think about. If you are praying for change, one of the most effective ways is to create a picture. All of you have very inspired imaginations, and many of you are stimulated visually. Create a picture of what it is you are in the process of creating. Imagining always the processes by which you create. So creating visual images, reflecting words, and making a vision. Having images around you, radiating energy back to you of what you are in process of creating is highly encouraged and extremely effective. For many years, we had Annie put a sign up that said, "Living as your soul is the priority." So it is. So it is. This perspective, this enlarged her perspective, this enlarged her radiation of energy, as well as her receiving energy in the Akashic records and from the divine. Your womb carries energy, it carries power, it carries strength. As you speak those words of the as it is permissible, standing around of your being, all of which is what miracle can I experience today? Morning, Rebecca. We honor you and we speak and light in you that is exemplified and exalted in the Akashic, awakening your light body as well as the Akashic records energies. It is your soul in personality. We're speaking to that today. Miracle you can expect is to be alive, to expect, to accept the divine into the very, very deep level, the deepest level yet, to accept that the divine is working with you, in you, through you. There, the divine working in you, through you, for you is what you can see. Your shoulders, chest center. So, it leaves, it inspires, it creates, it is the beautiful, sensational. You decided that you were getting out of that eddy, and no, you just spiraled up and went into a whole different set of dimensional realities. And this is your superpower exposed. So it is. We see it, you see it, we know it, you know it. It cannot be unrung, this bell. This is the opportunity for each and every one of you this day to know managing everything, that you are in a very moment to moment state of being aligned with your soul and the divine. It is a good day to do. Need to figure it out because that activates the human mind, which is a useful tool, but not when it comes to ascension, evolution, growing as a human and growing as a soul and growing into greater and greater oneness with the divine. Here you go. Teresa, I see you too. You made it from these beautiful outposts traveling. Today, and to read chapter 6 in Bringing Forth Consciousness. And this that chapter is called Healing. Excuse me, how healing transpires in the Akashic records. And in my experience, the Akashic records are very healing. That persistent opening of the Akashic records heals at a very subtle, very educationally obvious level. And It's openings in my consciousness that allow me to circumvent my usual personality traps. Instead, mercy to my divine plan for me as a human and as a soul. To be of service in whatever way she deems useful to my plan of love and unity with all life. And in that statement, there is no resistance. There's no loss, there's no sacrifice. Say the divine rubber stamped your soul's plan for this lifetime. And so all of you who decided to reincarnate at this time are being the energy of your soul, whether you want to be that or not. In reading chapter 6, we are alerted to certain things. And people have a perspective that they need to fix something, they need to be better at it, or they need to improve themselves. The divine never sees her creations as needing to be fixed or better. And the divine created evolution as a way to keep the edges fluid and to keep the snapshots that you receive of who you are at this moment able to flow into who you are at this moment, able to flow into who you are at this moment. So that things are not static, that you learn along the way, that you expand along the way, and that you can change as you are being guided to change. It is hanging on to the old and defending yourself against the new, which traps you. And most people will hold on to what they have right now because they are afraid that whatever is coming is not going to be as good as what they have now. They're afraid of the future. Say that the divine is only creating through love, in love, and for your highest and best good. And you are linked to your soul, which is a creation of the divine, a piece of the divine's own light. In soul and human form. And she does so of you. And she even loves those parts of you that you think need fixing or moving or changing. And acceptance that she is of you. We accepting. She sits back and smiles In the Akashic records, there are three levels. The first is healing at the level of the story. What is the story I've been telling myself probably for years? That I need to be, or I should be, or the reason thus and such happened to me is because I was being punished for bad behavior. Changing that is from a point of self acceptance and self love and understanding that I needed to grow. In that way, I needed to have the contrast of the experiences that I had that felt harmful at the time, or where I was doing harm to myself. The story, Becca, the story I tell myself, healing at that level, that's the first level. The second level is the causes and conditions present to bring about that part of the story. And perhaps I needed to play my part, say, in having the adopted baby for 28 days and then having to give this brand new infant back to its birth mom so that she could give the baby to her mother who wanted to raise it. That is the story. In stable state, agreed to play in their family drama that was repeating because the birth mother was 15 at the time she gave an emancipated 14-year-old in relationship with an 18-year-old man who was the father of the baby. The birth mother was raised by her grandmother because for some reason her mother was not able to pay attention in that way. Mother taking the baby back and giving it to her mother. Family history was repeated. So imprinting energetic when it's significant enough to change that permanent adjustment, that permanent change in the energy, the expression when that is adjusted, the issue becomes transition. That is, seems to happen automatically when I do readings for people and it's a past life is discovered and released. And I used to have elaborate processes to release that past life, but just discussing it and bringing it up in the records seems to just make it a non-issue, neutralizing the deleterious effects of a past life that was operating in present time. So it's almost like you kiss that past life and wish it goodbye. Because just, you have done your job. You have served your purpose. Your participation is no longer necessary. It is really quite remarkable that only the personality is trying to only the personality reaches for the problem issue again, and it's like a dog with a bone. That the personality is the only thing that is requiring it to be represented to become time. It's no longer required if it's been visited in your Akashic records. It's no longer a learning device, but an evolutionary device that your soul is using to cause growth and change in you. And literally, you don't have to be that anymore. You could be anything you want. You can wear pink fur, costumery. So the first level, story. What have you been telling yourself is the truth? Is it the truth? Is it the be all and end all of the truth? Or is it a piece of the story? Is it a glimpse of the story? What is the real view of the current time of that story that you've been telling yourself? Or that your ancestors told? You have to be thrifty because waste is just sinful. It's unnecessary, or you're going to need that at some point in time. So I'm letting go of that thing that freed me, that lesson of things that seem to be as a gift to someone else who can use it as a treasure, as a tool, as a useful item. My ancestors are as trapped in that belief as I have been. And so the more I can step out of that, the more I am not controlled by this ancestral belief, this ancestral thought that was necessary for them, that they needed at the time, that may not be necessary for me. Seeking for simplicity, seeking not to be controlled. The second healing level and conditions might relate to perhaps you were taught to eat a lot of wheat and this in in the past, and it no longer serves your physical body to eat wheat. be to sweeten life with sugar by eating sugar and demonstrating to yourself that all the sweetness has not gone out of life by eating sugar. And you let go of that and stop eating sugar. Perhaps this is an experiment for a month. What happens when you stop eating sugar or wheat for a month? You can go back to it if you want to in 30 days. No problem. It's always there. What happens to your state of being if you're not controlled by an exterior thing being adjusted to your interior? Does it change your digestive microbiotic construction? Does that change the causes and conditions contributing to your state of being? Your is change in life. To be a link between body and personalities and that you can experience. And the consciousness of your soul is embodied in the light. That's why we embody the light. It gets in underneath the personality or the human mind's idea of picking it apart and figuring out how it works. And is this right or wrong? Or what's the principle? And just have the experience. And see if there are any new questions. I, I accept the experience of miracles in my life today. There's a thought to leave you with. I accept my experience of miracles in my life today. It's probably the best thought of the day. It's like the end of the transmission. Keeps waves, constancy. I love Pat Hanson's thought, come, miracles, come. A Ron Roth statement if there ever was one. That is a great, shorter way to put it. Come, miracles, come. All right. You all have been a gift to me. I'm so glad to be able to share my guides with you, to share the energies with you, to be walking shoulder to shoulder on the path of enlightenment together with you. May you have a marvelous, miraculous day. If you like what you are hearing, seeing, understanding, experiencing in these videos, please like and subscribe and share them with their friends. Post them wherever you can. Anything that's contributed to you and uplifts you is a contribution to others. And I thank you for you being here and being